Okay, it's another Saturday night in Eurotruck. We are starting today in a Mercedes and we are starting in Sweden. It's better. So, what are we going to be doing today as we're running around Sweden? Well, my prediction is, good our jobs, we have a job lined up in Norsken, which is just that, because we're in Stockholm. And our job that I've chosen is going to take us up to the top of Norway. Hello, Oliver. How you doing? Just finished off my tea before we start. Now, we go downstairs, make myself a cup of tea. Let's have some belly pork and chips. We're in the Merc today. Got a new locomotive, a new Class 68 in plain blue. That came the other day. Just about to rip the fenders off the truck there by the looks of it. And we're hauling some company trailers for Polar Survey. Of course, we will need to put the headlights on before we go, so do that now. Oh well. There you go. And then it's a nice steady run up to wherever we gotta go. Which I think it's the top end of Norway I've booked. So well. So there's little Tabby. He's the boss. He tells us where to go. Hey, look at that. I'm a cat. Do you want to see my balls? Spread legs. Now, I don't know if they're on this profile, if I've got simple or complex parking for double, so we'll find out in a minute. That's very good. Lesby, Norway. Now, there's a couple of ways I can go. First one would be across Sweden into Norway. Up to there, take the ferry, or we can take the road, which will probably be the nicer run actually, and end up there. So we won't have to cross into Finland. We can just cruise nicely. There is a try point there, so we'll take this. liver paste. 27 tons of liver paste. Oh. Way down the bottom. Pardon me. Now, basically what happens is I now have to park my truck, hand in my keys, and go sit in the naughty boys' room. Because we know we can't have truck drivers sat in their cab while they're being loaded. Oh, come on. So I now walk up to the office, hand my keys in, they come along, they load my truck and park it back up to where I gotta be. And they park it the other way around. Right, now that we're loaded, pause the game there so we don't lose any time. I'm going to go downstairs, fill up my cup with a beverage, and then return. In the meantime, some music. I am back. So, back in the truck. Right. So, it wants us to go that way and go straight up the coast. However, what if I were to go this way? Right. It's going to add about another 400 kilometres to the route. That's adding 1,000 kilometres if I go that way. So, yeah. So we'll go this way. Having these double trailers on them was one of the best things that's happened to the game. I think I might need to put my tack axle down. So, what has been going on the other side of the Atlantic? Well, there's been a trade deal between the UK and the United States. That reduces our tariffs. Well, tariffs to us, should I say. Yeah, down. We can only sell so many cars in Europe, into America, but yeah. But then China has gone, fuck you, America. And Donald Trump has gone, go back, China, do the deal. Whoa. And he's still complaining that the trade deficit between the United States and China is a bad thing. Because more Americans are buying Chinese goods. No, that more Americans are spending money on stuff that they want. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make... Yeah, you can take someone to the shop, but you can't make them spend. Fucking idiot. So we're actually heading to a co-op store, of all things. And somebody keeps fucking around with the radar at Newark Airport. They keep losing their radar. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. Apparently I need to go with this. I'm going straight on apparently. And then the road will veer off to the right and we all start making our way to Norway. Yeah, next week we have Eurovision Song Contest, which I have no idea where it's been held this year. Might have to ask my smart speaker. Or look on Google. But either way, next Saturday, there will not be a live stream on this channel. Friday, will be Railway Club as usual. Yeah, so I might do some content Saturday daytime for you guys. Might be a train review, which is possible actually, because I have got a couple of locomotives I want to review. Oh, my brand new 68, I've always managed to knock off the ETH plug on the inside. Oops. Well, it's a bit that's up against the carriages, so it doesn't actually matter. More. That's better. Now, I've been watching as well a couple of other channels. Itchy Boots, motorcyclist by the name of Norley. She's been riding around the Middle East and she's just come back from Saudi Arabia, from Yemen. That was interesting. But Yemen, from what I've seen on her views, is an absolutely stunning country. But there's a civil war there, so there's a slight problem. That may just put a dampener on their tourism. You know, wars tend to do that. Don't know why. Yeah, it's just put a slight dampener on things. So, about our Mercedes Actros. She's 625 horses. Not quite sure what the torque is on this engine. But it's got the 473 engine in, which is an equivalent. I don't think it's the exact engine that Freightliner used, but it's an equivalent engine to the DD50, either DD60 or DD50 that US operators put in their Cascadias for 600 horsepower. In fact, if you've seen me driving the Cascadia of late, you will probably notice the dashboard, steering wheel and the various switches in this truck closely resemble those in the Cascadia. Which apparently now there's a 20% tariff on because it comes from Europe. But if I were to have an Actros, although Mercedes, what the fuck have you done with the Actros 7? No radiator grill on it apart from Mercedes badge in the middle. And a bumper that looks like it's got suffering from a severe case of depression. I don't want to be a truck. Yeah. Seriously, what the fuck have you done to it? It was much better looking with the old style, like what I'm driving now. Then you put electric bloody mirrors on the thing, like cameras, which I'm not a keen fan of. Because if you take one of them out, you're out of service. You know, if you damage the mirror in this, you can still drive it. So where's our route is going to go cross country in a minute? That way. But we are going to be getting some new content sometime later this year for Euro Truck. There's a new map that's going to be released, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, going back to the Mercedes, the new one has got all digital screens inside it. That's fast playing over there. Which, again, for vital displays, I'm not a keen fan of. You know, if you're in an Airbus jet, you have still got standard displays for your critical instruments. still got to have your primary glass screen cockpit, but you've still got manual displays, good old-fashioned analog for your critical instruments, your artificial horizon, your altimeter and your speedometer. Having your entire truck digital could be a problem. Driving from out of the truck is actually quite awkward. The drone view. So I'm kind of wondering what actually we are going to get when we get the new content. What towns are we going to get? Is Iceland going to be included? I think it might be. Might even feature the town of Grindavik. I would prefer if that armrest went down. There we are. You know, that old Stralis there. I've not actually seen a Mark 1 Stralis on the road for ages. Are there any still actually on the roads from the old Stralis? Not the highway. Well, I don't see many of them about either. But the old style Stralis with the big wide grille. They weren't the prettiest of Ivecos ever made. So we're now cruising up towards ITCC, a big, looks like a big ceramics and chemical plant. If that place ever went, a place like that ever went fucking bang, it would make a mess. So we're coming off the highway now, and we're now about to go across North Sweden. yeah, apparently the tariffs are Joe Biden's fault. Huh? I mean, really, what is that man actually on? There we go. Trondheim is a town in Norway, so we are going across now to Norway. Big collision volume on that sign behind me. I didn't actually physically touch it. Oh, there's a new command that I found out. Check that out. Tron Graphics! What this is doing is showing us the collision volumes of various items around us. Like the lamps and stuff. And I think like your line in the middle there, like you can see, is the AI traffic line. Right, so here's what. So what is actually it's showing us the hit boxes for the environment. And what I'm looking for are road signs which have the massive hitbox. Apparently that sign there hasn't even got a hitbox. Because eventually you will see one that we will hit without physically touching it. Although this feature does make the seeing where the lane is a little bit awkward. So just keep your eyes in the mirror for when we go around the roundabout, because that does seem to be where we're knocking most of the signs over. And some even fall before we've actually hit them. Hello, welcome to whoever's just come in. You're just watching an experimental view at the moment as we go down, because with the latest patch, road signs keep falling over. I'm just trying to see if any have actually got oversized hitboxes. So as we drive along, pay attention to the green box around the sign. Oh, it's a what's it command? Yeah, with the 155 or 154 update, well, sorry, the current update, road signs seem to fall over. So what I've just brought up is a what's it command called Coalbox 1. Just what that does, I'll just bring it up a second. It shows the collision box of all roadside items. What I'm looking for are hitboxes from the road signs which seem to be too big. It's got something to do with the latest physics update that SCS have done. These ones here seem to be quite a common one for falling over. Yeah. Right. Yeah, but it's just told me something that I need to find out, because that road sign there that you just saw fell over just before we came to a stop. But as you would probably seen on the it fell over. In fact, one has physically disappeared. No, apparently it's not. I don't think I've got an NVIDIA graphics card. Well, the problem. The problem's actually with the road signs. It's at CS's end. And they are fully aware of, because there are book reports in about their road sign. And that road sign that I just flattened, completely flattened, without even touching it. Yeah. I've not done any graphics updates for NVIDIA out like that. Right. Probably what I'm doing now. What's this road sign there? That one. As you can see, there it's just a normal box around it. Now watch my mirrors. As you can see, nothing happened. That's what it should be. But there have been quite a few road signs that, as you hit and drive by, they fall over. Tell you what, all three of them went. And the problem is, it's map wide. SCS are aware of it. And what I've just been having a look at, let's have a look. Right. I reckon these two are possibly going to fall over here. Be those two there. Let's see. Not particularly wide. Yep, down they go. And as you can see, the hitbox of my truck isn't that big. The hitbox on the sides wasn't that big, and I'm nowhere near them. Yet, they fell over. And there's loads of bug reports at it. Which is annoying, I grant you. No, it's next week. Next Friday. So not next Friday, next Saturday. Saturday the 17th is the day I'm having off. Not tonight. Now I could come on at 10 o'clock after the singing is done, but fuck it. I'll have next week off. So we're actually heading over to Norway. Crossing into Norway, there we go, up the Norwegian coast. So we will be having a break at the Norwegian border. I think that's more likely a game issue.
You gotta steal the crown, got to own it.
Yeah, probably not set up for your current graphics card. Yeah, it will actually be damned annoying. Is there any way you can roll back to your previous graphics edition? Now, although we're still in Sweden, and there's probably going to be infrastructure there where we cross over, because we could about to arrive at Are. Just a school. All right. So when we get to the border, I will be stopping to have another cup of tea, check on the cats, see what they're up to downstairs, see what kind of mischief they're getting up to. Hopefully none. Here we are, here's the border post. So I'll just point to here for a moment. We have goods to declare because we are coming into Sweden. Also into Norway from Sweden. So let's park up here. Right, brew time! go for a cup of tea and more people come in. Hello, welcome aboard. We are in the Mercedes this week, and we're going to Norway. For those of you who don't know where we're going. I've got sniffles. Right, and we're just, like I say, at the Sweden-Norway customs post. I have a cat on my bed that's about to jump onto me. Come on, girl. Come on then, there's a good girl. No? Right. So we're now going to head over to the Swedish coast, so Norwegian coast. And if you're wondering what we are carrying liver paste. Does anybody ever remember liver paste? That paste meat that you put on sandwiches? Who was that nowadays? Liver pate. It used to be all the rage with bloody, you know. That's what your grandma used to get, have patty sandwiches. It's got to be at least 30 years since I've had patty. Hello Sarah, how you doing? How was your trip to London apart from bloody knackering? And did you get anything you wanted? I might need to pop round yours as well tomorrow. I need to do a soldering repair with a very, very fine soldering guy. one of my light rigs on my ScotRail DBT is not working. I found out why. The wires broke. I've had to take it out with some damage to glazing, but I've got to put it back in and repair it. Oh, brilliant! Oh. Bloody hell, though. You must have been bloody tired. So now you've got to have the problem, you've got to be up all night. You know, come 10 midnight when you want to go to bed normally, you're going to be well awake. Okay, I'll give you a call sometime tomorrow. Right. Have a good evening. I just jumped in the Merc. Spend that much time driving a yeah, joy of being a diabetic. Being a diabetic is not fun. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I mean, the Merc Actros is not a bad wagon. Apart from the fact that I think it's a little bit too long. It's got to be the longest frame rigid in the game. It's longer than the long wheelbase Scanias and the long wheelbase XF on the 105. And possibly longer than some of the new Renault and MAN ones. Although the MAN TGX with the 2020 with the long wheelbase chassis, 300 litres of fuel tank, that's all it's got to give us. Like, what the fuck's all that about? Well, 7 tonight was a record. In a minute we'll be turning north to go up the coast. So we'll be having a lovely scenic run now up the coast of Norway. I mean, don't get me wrong, life. Let's just have a quick Truck Explorer. I mean, the S-Way, unfinished at the moment, because one chassis. No 6x2, no 6x4 options yet. Come on, SCS. That one, the new next generation DAF. Yeah, okay, we have got a full range of chassis options. With what fuel tank option have we got? Yeah, the options of having an additional fuel tank. Yeah, great. Side skirts would be nice. Same with the what's it? You don't see many of those on the road now. You don't see many of them about either. I love the DAF. And then we got the TGX. Yeah, that's the latest version. So we got 6x2 tag lift. Not a bad fuel tank, could go a bit bigger. But there's space for a fuel tank there. I'm going to put that under inboard at the back. But no long fuel tank. We have to go for a mod. Let's have a look at the 6x4. 6x4 is a little better, but why could they not give that on the 6x4? It just looks unfinished. Now let's go for the TGX Euro 6. This is the version before. Ignore the tandem chassis because that's IJ's mod. Not IJ, sorry. It all depends what you like driving, doesn't it? Yeah, that's got the full set of side skirts. Yeah, I could live with that. Yeah, I could probably get away with living with this one. If not for the fact that the fuel tank is so bloody small. The Merc Actros, what's wrong with that, really, I think, is the steps are too long, so the entire cab is too far forwards. So it's a little bit out of proportion. And then you got the Renault Range T, which not too bad, but could do have been a bit shorter. Let's make that a little bit more manoeuvrable. Volvos, let's have a look at the Volvo, shall we? Yeah, you're familiar with that, it's the All-Star Volvo. Although, They've changed that. Why can we not have that side skirt on the FH4? And that just looks ugly. But it's unfinished. At least we've got 500 litres of fuel there. But it's not ready with the fucking Volvo tuning pack. Looks better with the non-aero front end, I think. But yeah, they need to have a look at their range and just go through and finish things off. Although I do like the ones like the new ones where they give the ability to have a rear steer axle on the 6x2 tractor units, on the tag axles. I do like that. But I'd also like to have a non-steered single tyre tag like you can on the RJL and the Eugene. I'd also like it on this as well. Because they do come with that option. You know, you can spec it like that if you so desire. I mean, but what I would really love with this truck is the Magirus Deutz V12 sound. Just for the sheer jollies. Because those air-cooled V12s have got a lovely rumble to them. You know, beautiful exhaust now. Now going past one depot. Back off, back off, back off. Okay. welcome to Namskogan. Right, we have got 1,281 kilometers to go, so probably a little over an hour and a half. If we can keep a good pace up. Because basically we are now just under halfway. About Mo Irana is roughly halfway up the the run. Dropping a client's plane back. Oh, that was your mission, was it? To fly a Cessna Skyhawk? On a delivery flight. Sounds fun. That's one of 172 family, isn't it? The Skyhawks. There's a Skyhawk, a Skylane. There's a few of them. All based on the same sort of design. Well, I think there's been more Cessna 172s made than any other aircraft. So if you want to buy a plane, a single engine plane, chances are you're going to be buying a Cessna 172. There we are, Truffles. It's actually nice of ProMods to actually finally have completed this road that we were on a few patches ago, because this road now means that you can go all the way from Kirknice up by the Russian border down to Kristiansand in Norway on the bottom, on the south coast, without leaving Norway, because before you'd have to go down and drop down through Sweden, whereas now you can go all the way down through Norway. It's fucking brilliant. And the towns keep coming and going very, very quickly, and you're quite close together, because as you can see now we're approaching Mosjøen. I presume that's how it's spelled. But I would love in the upgrade for the Nordic Horizons for us to actually get the Lærdal Tunnel, because it's an iconic tunnel of Norway and it's not in the map. So once we get to Mo i Rana, the case of go downstairs, another cup of coffee. It's done. I mean, the most prolific fighter plane in the Second World War was the Bf 109 family, the Messerschmitt 109. Built them more numbers than the Spitfire, more numbers than the Hurricane, more numbers than the Mustang, more numbers than the Sturmovik IL-2. And what surprised me though was I was talking to somebody at, I think it was an air museum one, or a fly-in. The Cessna 172, the engine's not actually that powerful. I think it's only got about 180 horsepower, but it's huge. It's got really low compression ratio, something like about an 8 litre. It's massive. It's air cooled as well, so it's simple to work on. And one of the reasons why it's so big yet so low power is to keep the engine so low strung. It's not under any stress. I mean, my Toyota that I drive, and certainly your motorcycle, is that the tail sitter version? Because I think there's one of the early high-wing Cessna monoplanes that they produced was a tail sitter, as opposed to the tricycle of the 172. Here we go, my way around it. Let's go get a cup of tea, where I'll just get down one of my model toys up there, model aeroplanes. You know, tail sitters do have an issue where you hit the brakes hard enough, you're gonna smack your nose down. Also, it's a tricycle undercarriage. Mind you, I suppose if you're braking heavily, I mean, it could overload the front strut. Yeah, the tail wheel. Yeah, because an old... Let me just pause that there for a second. Webcam. There. And my... Yeah. My 777. Right. Let's just pause for a second. Right. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but Boeing 777. As you know, you've got undercarriage there, undercarriage there. Although This is the tricycle layout. Traditional aircraft, like the DC-3, have your undercarriage there and your tail wheel there. So when it's on the runway, she sits like that. And obviously when you take off, airflow rises and you get like that. And when you're landing, you land like that. But what you don't want to do is give your brakes a good hiding. Because with a DC-3 or Spitfire, BF-109, Hurricane, some of the early Cessnas with, you're going to do that. And if your nose propeller is there, you see the problem? You come into the runway, bump, hit the brakes. If you hit your brakes really hard, you end up like that. Landings like that are never good. It's one of the reasons why they moved to tricycle undercarriages. But again, you have to be careful how you load the aircraft, because there are pictures of there were pictures of a DC-10 after Mount Pinatubo erupted. We got a load of ash there. She was sat like that, covered in volcanic ash, and she tipped up at the back. Now, I have flown to the United States on a 767, and I was sat more or less here. I got a lovely view into the workings of the flaps. Quite an impressive view, actually. Yes, I mean, 1/200 scale 777s. I've got a DC-10, and I have got a 767. Right. Bob needs filling. So we'll just reverse into here. Well, I was watching a history hit program the other day, one of the other channels I subscribe to, and a 103-year-old German World War II fighter pilot who flew Messerschmitt 109s during the Second World War got to ride in a 2-seat Spitfire. It's worth watching. I don't know if he's still alive, because after all, he was 103 years old. Right, let's go fill Bob up and I'll be back in a minute. I've got to keep my tachograph legal. I mean, come on. I've got my brew anyway. So we've got roughly 1,000 kilometers to go. And it's all single track road all the way up now. Some beautiful I could actually, I wanted to go to Tromsø. There. Then catch the ferry to Kirkenes and drive that way. Well, it doesn't really cut out a great deal, so. Where was that? I was just wondering which way to go, because I'm in Mo I Rana at the moment, in the bottom end of Norway, well, halfway up Norway. And once you sort of go to Tromsø and catch the, take the ferry to Kirkenes, or Kirkenes, then drive the rest of the way, or do I carry on driving all the way up? Kirkenes is alright in single player. In multiplayer, because it's the teleport zone from the quarry, it's a fucking nightmare. I'm personally speaking, I prefer Honningsvag. What? He told his boss he's not coming back for on the ferry. Huh? doesn't want to go through Calais. Hardly surprising. Not unless you got fucking spikes on your bull bar. And scythes coming out your wheels. With a fucking dozer blade on the front. So you got all those people trying to get to the UK. And they all just stop at nothing to do it. Yeah, I think I would as well. Although there's one video somewhere of a guy who was going to Holland. He's got a digger on the back of his trailer. I think his name was Ryan. And he gets off the ferry, falls up at the petrol station and starts filling up with diesel. And these immigrants jump on his truck. You're like, you take us to it. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going to Holland. Get off the truck, you're not coming with me. I'm going to Holland, I'm not going to the UK. Well, you have English plates. And he looks like, today you're gonna learn. And of course, he pays for his fuel and drives off. And these guys on the back, waving their arms like, no, these guys will learn. You're going to Holland, you're going to Holland. It takes them all the way to bloody Holland. It's like 1,000 miles in completely the wrong direction for him. I told his boss sounded it fucking hilarious. The face one, their faces when they saw Amsterdam instead of Amersham. I mean, to be honest, I'm just wondering why the haulage companies still use Calais with all the risks. I mean, where I worked, there was an illegal found in one of the trailers. Come all the way from Albania. That's because the only ferry that comes out of Aberdeen goes to Shetland. Ferries to Europe are Dover to Calais, Dover to Dunkirk, Harwich to Hook van Holland and Zeebrugge, and also Newcastle to, well, Hull to Holland, and Newcastle to, I think Newcastle to Edinburgh route. Aberdeen is not an international ferry port. Well, at least it wasn't in 2019 anyway. So it's, there's only Northlink that operate from Aberdeen. We got the now defunct Newcastle to Bergen route. Oh, it's Hull to Esbjerg, sorry. Newcastle to Holland, Hull to Esbjerg, Hull to Amsterdam, Hull to Rotterdam, Felixstowe to Rotterdam, which is Hoek van Holland, and Dover to Calais. Also as well, Portsmouth to Caen, and also Portsmouth to Spain. I don't think it's actually line to per se. I think they've just took the routes for like, oh, there's a ferry port there, was stick a route in. Because you used to be able to do Shetland to Bergen and Aberdeen to Bergen many years ago. Yeah, Newcastle would make sense. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, there's all the space in modern in European trucks, certainly compared to the American ones. But that said, you try and get around the UK with a bloody great big Freightliner or a Kenworth. Not happening. Which is why you see so many Eastern European trucks, and you have barbecues in the lockers between the trailer. No, not. Not in there. These are pallet carriers. You know, barbecue in there. Literally small fridge in there as well. You know, you roll up, park up. You know, you got deck chairs in there. Basically, what happens is you roll up at the place, you know, pull up at like the lay-by, their hours are out, fold that door up, so it becomes and slide it across the back so it's open. You got a barbecue in there, you know, little gas stove, you know, water tank in there, and all sorts of stuff. Because you'll have the trailer for months. May not even physically change trailers for 6 or 7 months. It's for all manner of stuff. Spare wheels, I've seen in there. Pallets in there, straps in there. But for inter-European, long-distance European trampers who pretty much live in their truck, they also use it for carrying food. You know, like they can't fit in the cab. That doesn't necessarily need to be frozen. Like potatoes and stuff like that. You know, all the perishable stuff gets put in the cab fridge. And if you're running reefer work, I've done this myself. So I used to work for, did some agency work for Bestway. And driving a little 7.5 ton fridge van. So when I wanted a, that's what they're there for. I'd have buy a couple of chocolate bars in the morning or something like that. Yeah, a pack of chocolate bars, and I'll stick them in the fridge box at the back. Keep them cold. Start the day. They're like, yeah, I just got to eat my. Put what's in there. Take it down to about you know, like dairy milk bars. Yeah, we'll chill them down to about -20. Fucking hard to eat it when it's that cold down. And Bergen's come to join me. Come on then. Yeah. Well, we also work as a forklift truck driver. And one of the things I sometimes do, because there's a diesel-powered forklift I drive, you know, do myself some sandwiches in the morning, like so, some belly pork or something like that. Wrap it in tin foil and put it on the exhaust manifold. About an hour or so before I want to, well, hour, half hour, something like that, before I want to eat it. You know, so I'm driving round and the engine is slowly cooking me dinner. Some bugs. Although it's best having your chocolate rock hard than like mush. I mean, my truck has got a fridge in. So what I might do this week is cut myself some chicken legs or something like that. Put them in foil. And there's the North Atlantic. You head over there. Next stop, America. Who'd want to go there? And we have yet another little ferry. Little island hopper. I bet you are. Have you got pay-per-view movies on? Although, the other week, obviously we had Bank Holiday Monday, there was a film on. 10,000 BC, I say 1 million BC or something like that. Just about portrayed, it's a great portrayal of how forklift truck drivers at work. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, when I was off work for 2 months, thanks to my hip, which in 2 weeks' time, my hip implant has its second birthday. Hip face will be 2 years old. Oh yeah, it will be. And I was itching to get back to work. I was off work for 2 months. All of June, all of July I was off for. I had to, the doctors were going to say, no, we want you off from work for another 4 weeks, or another 6 weeks, back in July. That will put me in September. I had to plead with them to let me go back to work early. Because it was doing my head in. It was worse than fucking COVID. The COVID lockdown. I couldn't play the computer game because sitting down, getting into my chair was uncomfortable. I had to be lying down. Why is it all... Oh, come on, dude. Back up. I can't get any further over. Thanks, Mr. fucking Kalika, man. You have got me stuck. Yeah, you can see a fucking double coming round. Back up for fuck's sake. But no, they just sit there. You know, wide open space. You can see a double trailer coming round these roads. And I need a lot of room. Because I'm big and I'm fat. And when I went back, oh yeah, that's why they give me a what's it list of exercises to do. To help loosen it up. And one of the things I've been doing Truck Sim said that I did that. Yeah, I was finding that sitting down was uncomfortable. Standing up was uncomfortable. I just could not get comfy. And now every time it's fucking cold and damp, it throbs like a bitch. Does more fucking moaning than fucking Donald J. Trump. Like what? And when I first sat in this chair to do a drive, it was like I was sitting on a pack of loose Lego. My cat wants a fuss. I can't reach on there, cat. Come on. Let's see if I can reach him. Reach him. Come on. Come. Come back. Go. There's a good girl. Yeah, there she is. Say hello to the camera, Bergen. Say hello to the camera. Hello. Yeah. Here's a good girl. There's a good girl. Right. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good little kitty, aren't you? You're a good little kitty. You settled now, Kit Bergen? Hey, how are you? What are you doing? Ah, they'll fix it sooner or later. Yeah, Meow's getting very comfortable. She's purring as well. Yeah, this is Bergen. Cobby's downstairs somewhere. Well, I think of my two cats, I think this is the one who gets separation anxiety when I go out. Don't you, babe? I don't mind her on my lap. I'd rather lie along next to me than on me. Oh, okay. Well, she was getting comfortable, I think. Because I'm moving around so much, I think it annoys her. She's a good little cat. But both of them are good. Oh, we're getting... Yeah, that clicking does annoy me on the wipers. But I've noticed that on quite a lot of trucks. It's when the wiper blade flicks over the other way. We are approaching Satamun. Satamun, or however you pronounce it. We'll be stopping in a bit for another drink as well. Because the next few towns are actually quite close together. Hang on, I'm trying to read that. Yeah, well you have anyway. You have to keep on top of maintenance of this as well, believe it or not. Because trucks do now accumulate permanent damage. Which, you can get rid of the permanent damage, but you have to completely replace the part. So we've got 620 kilometers to go, so Broadfoss, yes, another town I've discovered. So the probably next lay-by, I think, will be a place to pull over. we've got still got 20 hours on this run. So we'll get there about 10 hours to spare. Ah, here we are. Somewhere where we can safely pull over and have something to drink. And what a view! A nice top end of a nice fjord. Perfect. So we'll just park up here. Fuck off, boss. Yes and no. I would like to try it at some point, but I've got no real space to put things. I can fly with an Xbox. Wow, okay. Right, get yourself a cup of tea. Get your dear wife to bring you a cup of tea. Because I'm going to get one. Hello, Pot Rock. How you doing, buddy? Ah. Yeah, bugs will always be. There's always bugs when bloody SES update things. Good, good, good. Right. So, just for your information, Hot Rock, we are going to Lebesy. Mind you, 200 quid for a computer game. How much of me and you spent on DLCs for Euro Truck? I mean, it's probably more than 200 quid. Tuning kits for the Volvo, for the DAF, for the Scania, for the Mercedes. Well, that's 20 quid there. Probably nearly 30. Not to mention the various maps as well, and all the Pro Mods upgrades. Plus the John Ruder mods. I think we've now got to, we turn here. We're going a little bit more inland, a bit more north. Yeah, because that's the down here. You got the 3-point border. Which heads over towards Finland. You want me driving a Mercedes? Oh, come on, Hot Rock, you know me. Yeah, that's Mercedes. Fuck you. Who was it in Rib Pack who always used to drive a Merc as well? Always used to... Was it Simon? Although, I think you were there as well, Hot Rock. When me and Baldy and a couple of others, I think you might have been involved in actually, the pink Renaults on Rib's stream. Bright pink Renault premiums. Oh, you weren't involved? Oh, I thought you were. Well, our usual Berlin stars, we just roll down. Oh, it was a while ago when we did it. Well, I mean, it must have been about more than that now. Must have been about 6 or 7 years since I've been, certainly about 4 years since I've been, about 5 years, maybe 6 years, since I was doing Rib Pack. That's the point. Where exactly is RP Haulage? Well, I'm in 73rd in the UK. Oh, dear. Hot Rock. Rib Pack Hall is back as Rib Pack now. They have got 170 drivers. They've got an award for top 100 top kilometres in May and April 2019. And this month, they have done a grand total of 1,724 kilometres. Which let's see where Fox are. Seriously? Companies. Okay, Fox Transports. They have logged an amazing amount of kilometers this month. Of zilch. Oh, I'll have to download that myself, actually. But yeah, Fox Transport, run by that guy, Fox on the Box. I've not even logged a single meter this month. Come on, guys! You've been taken down by one person. Well, no, 4 people have taken you down. Me, Wolf, Phoenix, and Trucking Life. Come on, you bunch of fucking... Even Red Pack have taken them down. That's saying something. At this rate, I think they've closed down. I mean, Port Lincoln are taking them down, taking them to the fucking cleaners. Yeah, it does. That's why I left. I know Port Lincoln aren't doing a massive amount of kilometres, but everyone's expected to do 1,000 a month across the 2 platforms. So if you play ATS, that's about 700 miles a month. If you pay Euro Truck, 1,000 kilometres a month. Yeah. I mean, you can do 500 miles on ATS and 200 kilometres in Euro Truck, and that's done you. Yeah. that's why I left. I think that's why that Australian guy. The old Australian guy, that's why he left. Yeah, I spend most of my time just can't drive just to like being a bit. Yeah, I mean you gotta enjoy the game. Yeah, Fox on the Box are wasting a lot of employees. Are wasting a lot of time. I wouldn't give any of them a chance at my BTC because none of them do any fucking miles. So come on, Fox viewers, if you see this, get some fucking miles done. fuel in a bit. Well, here we are. We just head round towards Alta now, towards there. Over this lovely bridge. Huh? Look at what? Or are you actually flying together? Quickly dive in here, get some motion lotion. Hey Hot Rock, did you hear about that truck falling off the A9 in Perthshire? Landing on its roof. Oh yeah, basically went round the fucking slip road and went through the fucking barrier and fell 40 feet onto its roof. I'm surprised you're still awake. I'd be fucking well gone by now. Mind you, how far have we got to go? 300 kilometres. Well, 250 k's or thereabouts. So we're nearly there on this run. Apparently it's critical. I'm not sure if it was a UK driver or a foreign driver, I don't know, was it well, it's not in a good way. Not sure. Could have been a medical issue. Could have been another car cutting him up, so he swerved to avoid it and got over. Could have been load shifting. It looked like a fridge van. Probably about 200. Yeah, 200 k's now. So about 10-15 minutes or so left. But if Nigel Farage gets in, he'll have them all shot. You want to come in this country? Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, and also as well, broadcast on their radio, wherever they come from, that you're not going to get anything if you come here illegally. At least one thing, we're not sending them to bloody places like El Salvador. That's just wrong. Well, we're almost there. I think I need to change my music now for a bit. Yeah. You come over here, you work. But then people think, oh, but then, like, yeah, you work and you'll be working for minimum wage. You won't be allowed to work any higher. What happens then is businesses start to employ him for cheap. Because you don't have to pay tax, you don't have to pay national insurance because they're migrants, so you get them to work for cheap. Which means people like me, you and Hot Rock can't get jobs. Because as an employer, I would rather pay somebody £5 an hour than pay them £10 an hour, for example. Because I would have more profit to line my back pocket. That's how companies work. So unfortunately, life, that will bring in a lot of worker exploitation. Knowing full well that you don't have to pay them properly. Which is one of the reasons why they canned a few dole schemes to pay workers a certain fee where they work part-time and all they do, they work for their dole money. And employees were taking on that, not taking anybody else, taking workers on for say 6 or 7 weeks where they work for dole money and nothing else, getting rid of them and having another 6 rather than taking that people on. Not good. Got a lot of music for me. But one thing I do want... Yeah, that works. But one thing I do think we should do, all those Afghans who worked with British forces, translating for them and helping deal with locals, because they've obviously put their lives at risk, they've helped us. We should give priority to them. Because the Taliban are actively hunting them down. Rather than saying, yeah, you can work for us, we'll look after you, then wash your hands off. We've got a deal to uphold. So all those Afghans and their families who've put themselves out to help the British Army in Afghanistan and Iraq, you know, translating and the likes, they should be brought over here. Because they are, you know, because we made a deal with them. It can. It chooses not to. As we said to them, we'll look after you once the war is over, when the Taliban is over. And unfortunately, we're not holding up. No, we're wasting money elsewhere. I mean, I think we should certainly start investing more in the country. Like, build High Speed 2. From London all the way up to Glasgow. You know, let's sort the bloody West Coast Main Line out. Recommission and build new nuclear power stations. Yeah, build some new AGRs, build some new Magnox reactors, get them going again. But no, they won't do that. You know, we want a low carbon energy, but we aren't putting, you know, we want everybody to drive EVs, but we're not upgrading the grid. Yeah. I mean, I would not have shut down our Magnox reactors. I would have kept them going. You know, if we actually did something like take the duty off diesel fuel, take all the tax off diesel, and get everybody driving diesel cars, not petrol. Diesel is a far better fuel. Anyway, this is it. This is our last half mile of the journey. Oh, okay, last 5 miles. We're almost there. And this will be... yeah. Let's be... There's our journey's end. There's the co-op. Discovered. Round here. Round the back. That's it. We are done. Just gotta park up. And that's it. Okay guys, that's it. We are done. 2100, well nearly 2200 kilometers, that's it. We are done. I need a pee, so I need to go. So, see you all in 2 weeks' time. Have a safe